And hello, and welcome to Alex Connects Sandbox MTG Study Session 102. My name is Alex, and today I will continue to study Magic the Gathering as always. We have to go through a lot of things today, like 3 quests. I didn't play Magic like for 3 days, which is obviously. This is probably the first time that we're going to cover 3 quests in a row because I didn't have time to play Magic, unfortunately, and I believe from now on this is going to be the case. This is the way that I'm going to approach Magic while it's in a closed beta stage. I kind of got everything that I wanted from it when it comes down to the closed beta, and now we in a certain level of wait a sec, beta. And now right now I'm kind of feeling myself on a different level of Magic. I don't know, there's no reason to play more than just while during the streams, and I don't want to spend time daily to play and open things that eventually will be wiped. So because of this, I just kind of trying to reset my mind towards closed beta, and basically shift my priorities a little bit and focus more on creative, as I already said multiple times. So and while I'm getting back into creative side, because of this, I kind of stopped posting things on social media because there's nothing to post yet. I'm kind of working on stuff, trying to come up with certain things to post, try to make things consistent, and before they will become consistent on social media, I need to make them consistent in real life. So it's kind of a problem and kind of a gamble. I don't know. Sometimes you kind of do certain things in a row, but then you take a couple of days or whatever off, and it basically will result in a lot of stuff. Also, I'm going to stream without my super awesome focus-oriented glasses, which definitely makes things a little bit more focused, but because they're super dirty and I definitely didn't have time to clean them, and this thing just doesn't work. Nope. For them, they're just become more dirty. I'm going to stream without glasses. It doesn't prevent me from seeing things. These are not the fake glasses. Again, I have an astigmatism, and because of it, I'm not seeing things in the right, some sort of, say, perspective, level, whatever. Yeah, either way, it's not important. Continuing. So yeah, yesterday was kind of an update that I missed, so I don't know what changed. Kind of a hotfix, whatever. So today's episode name is Back to Mono. Previous one is Back to One. I just call it that way, not necessarily figuring out what we need to do. And towards the end of the episode, I kind of figured out, okay, I kind of know what we need to do now. We need to actually go back to 1 from where we start and start to make monocolor decks basically better. So we kind of started the same way when we decided to go for Magic, like a little bit slower, and I believe this is the same way that we're going to approach this situation. So I guess today's session we just going to make our existing decks a little bit better. So for now, out of all mono decks, by the way, we have a lot of mono decks though. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn, this is a lot. Yeah, kind of some decks. It's a lot. 2 of them already been changed. It kind of tweaked. One of them I probably not going to tweak that much. Light Seekers. We could bring changes into these 3 decks, but I doubt that. The only deck that will probably pretty drastically will change is the Tree Seekers, because I might add a lot of cool things with mana there. So either way, we're going to play a couple of matches with each deck. Hopefully go through the quests. If not, doesn't matter. At least 1 quest is going to be cleared today. This is the goal. Yeah, we're keeping things super casual again, as I said previously. For now, since I'm streaming Magic, as they through the closed beta experience, I'm not feeling motivated to play more than I have to play or that I want to play. And usually I don't have that much motivation in playing if everything is going to be deleted, of course. Like for me, like gathering the collection, investing into creating big decks, and making them better, expanding my collection, it's always like the gold in Magic, personally for me. This is something that I'm kind of feeling the most motivation to play, not necessarily for the games themselves, although I love the games and thought process in Magic, but building decks and like making a collection or gathering the collection slowly, it's also a part of it. And since right now the motivation behind it's pretty weird, because we're not necessarily going to keep everything that we're going to open, it's just everything is going to be deleted, so whatever. Yeah, because of this we're going to keep things casually. I'm not going to implement new changes in streams, at least for now. Once open beta possible release will be announced, I maybe will start to implement some changes that are not going to be related to the closed beta. Yeah, so go. Today's super hectic day. I don't know, I started a little bit late. I barely prepared things. I didn't do the things that I needed to do. Again, didn't have even time to clean my glasses. So continue. So okay, white, red, red or green, and blue, red. Ideally we need to choose something red. Let's just do exactly that. Previous session we played with the Garbage Seekers, and in most cases we decided to keep it the way that this deck is, so I guess we could focus not to play, like we could choose not to play Garbage Seekers today at all, because we played in the end of the previous session Garbage Seekers mostly, of the second part of the session. Because of this, I guess we're going to then focus on Speed Seekers, because it's a red deck. We have a lot of quests that need to cover red deck. Let's just start playing. Yep, check the sound. A lot of quests that need to cover red deck. Let's just start playing. Yep, check the sound. A lot of quests that need to cover red deck. Let's just start playing. Triple echo. Whatever. Yeah, sound works. Hopefully recording works too. Hey, Blee. Oh, I barely managed to eat in time. Like, I put in myself all this food without, like, that was quick. And I'm kind of sweating all over the place right now because of it. If you're going to eat super fast, you're going to sweat a lot. This is the way it works. Your body can't handle the metabolism speed with which you... whatever, we're not going to go with that. Okay, it's going to be pretty bad with this certain situation. We have only 2 lands and we're not getting any more. Usually 2 is more than enough, but if we're playing with white-black, it's pretty bad. So there is high chance. Let's hope that opponent is not going to have 3rd land too, because, well, of course, you have a 3rd land, why not? Oh, and you have a perfect vampire to realize the freaking potential of the vampire deck. Bring back, oh wait, bring this thing to, it's okay. We need to consider killing this to 1, because once it's become flying, we're not going to be able to handle it. But at the same time, kind of stupid to kill the only creature that we could start to put ours on. Yeah, starting from next turn. Let's just not do that. So this is pretty interesting situation. So first thing that we're going to do, we're going to cast that, and we're going to block 1/1. And then we're going to put this thing with Menace. No, it's not wise. This is a little bit better. I mean, yeah, this creature already has trample, but I kind of want to make sure that this creature will be able to block 9/5 in order to kind of force opponent into blocking. If I would put things with Menace, of course, it's not going to be possible. So let's hope that, whatever, opponent decides not to block, which is a fine thing to do. Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I didn't play Magic like for 3 days, and I'm kind of I don't know. Why 3 days? Because today, for me, is the whole day. So this is kind of the end of the day. Because of this, I'm consider it like 3 days, although it like 2 days in real time. Oh, what the heck is this? Why it's like what? What's with the text here? Oh, that was the quick fix. Ooh, so okay, fancy blocking of the text. It's fine. It's interesting. Let's just kill opponent like straight away. Let's just kill opponent. We're going to do this because truly we're dying next turn, and we kinda hopefully will not die. 4 only creatures. Opponent has to block at least with 2. Opponent probably going to block with all of them. Yeah. We're going to deal 9 damage. I'm pretty bad in counting overall, so if I'm missing things, sorry about that. No, actually 9. Cool. I hate when this happens. Like when card is basically. Oh, it's a weird thing. I don't know. It's pretty weird without glasses. I mean, I'm wearing them regularly, even when I go in without glasses on the street. It seems like pretty weird. Oh, guess who's going to win now? Wee! The only problem, if opponent is going to freaking cast away, or I wish I had like vigilance here. I guess this is a bluff. Oh, no, not cast away, but steal away. Yep. So let's hope that opponent doesn't have a freaking steal away. Even though, no, definitely not. Okay, don't forget that these creatures will gain life. It doesn't matter. We're going to deal a lot of damage. So we're going to deal 10 damage. 4 is going to be restored. Yep, we're good. First match was a win, which is pretty cool. Good. Let's just see if Discord magic thing. Jump to present. Oh, damn. Freaking bot doesn't work again. The last time it worked, it was in 6:90 p.m. It actually works. Like previous stream, that was pretty weird. That the stream on Tuesday, Magic Stream bot posted in about like 15 minutes before I ended the stream. Way to go, man. Good. Good bot. Good work. Something bad with your algorithms. Like I stream for 2 hours and at the end of these 2 hours you decide, oh, why not tell people that you stream? It's a perfect situation right now. You stream for 2 hours and now you kind of finishing the stream. Oh, come on, like 15 minutes before that, let's just notify people that you streamed. Which is... ugh. Yeah, like at this point I'm kind of a little bit frustrated overall. I guess last couple of streams it's pretty evident. And my frustration starts to be present through pretty weird sarcastic blah blah blah, because as we know, sarcasm is the result of frustration, of at least one of the results of this frustration. When people are feeling frustrated overall, they constantly like sarcastically interacting. They still didn't manage to make this right. If we're not connected like clearly to the opponent, we're still getting all hellos. Oh, hello, 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 hello. Oh, let's just try different hellos. Is it a difference there? Nope. It's actually. Let's not do that. Oh dear. Do I have anything to drink? No. Yeah, not much. That was the waste. No. Oh, this is an interesting hand. I mean, if this is not going to be killed, and if this will survive, it's pretty neat hand. By the way, previous game we won with like 4 lands, with 2 lands mostly. So we put creature in play, and then each turn we put more and more hours on creature until we won. That was pretty neat. It rarely happens, because usually the opponent has removal at some point, like at this point. Maybe we just played against either the opponent that didn't have that many removals in his or her deck, or removals were just inaccessible at that time. Let's just say that. Again, vampires. You can't be kidding me, second time in a row. Did we play with the same guy? Or girl? I don't know. I don't think so. But I'm going to focus on that. Ooh, we have 2 guys of that. Okay, let's just put that one in play. Not the wisest decision, but the reason why it's the reason why it's not wisest decision is we're going to play it and play either way, and then I'm going to talk. So we could put in play Champion of the Flame because we have 2 of them. We could force opponent into killing 1 of them. That way we have a second Champion of the Flame to play like next turn. But reason why it's not wise, because we don't have any hours to put on them. So until we're going to get any hours, it's kind of pointless to play either of them. Yeah, I guess we're playing against the same opponent. It seems like it, because that's Friday Shamalar. Of course we're going to block. You have nothing there. Like what? Okay, we definitely need to kill 2/2, but we need to kill 2/2 in a certain like time. We're going to use Lightning Strike on him after we're going to attack with 1/3. It's kind of a perfect situation. Although it's pretty risky. Are you a pirate? Oh snap, you're a freaking pirate. So we could actually deal like massive freaking damage, which is perfecto. Let's just do exactly that, why not? I could wait for later, but right now it's a perfect situation to use it. This one will die, this one will become smaller, this one will become 1/1, this is the pirate, it's not going to die. Is it? Is it a pirate? It is a pirate. Yeah, because we're going to attack with 2 creatures, we're going to deal like a lot of damage, so why not? And also, we're kind of get rid of pretty, like 2 pretty. Oh, I didn't saw the monkey art. We get rid of 2 pretty annoying creatures. I bet that opponent has multiple versions of it, of course, but for now it seems perfect. We have card advantage. Have more than enough mana to utilize almost everything, and mana continues to go to us, just cool. Okay. Okay, we have more than enough mana to do that. Move! So... yeah, we're not going to waste Lightning Strike on killing 1/1 vampire. I'm going to keep Lightning Strike till next turn. Maybe opponent is going to put something that we could kill with it. Okay. Kazizev. Leprechaun. Oh, hello, Elenda. Someone is going to die like right now. Sorry about that. And of course, opponent is going to put 1/1 vampire in play. So I love these type of aggressive decks. I mean, they're pretty cool. They're not like all over the place aggressive. You able to fight against those decks. They're not super mega dominant, which is one of the coolest things that I like about them. It's not a wise choice to attack with 1/1. Although we have so many Champions of the Flame that why not? We have like 3 copies. What the heck? Even if opponent decides to kill one of them, like, don't care. Opponent definitely can't kill our 1/3 with first strike because it has first strike. 1 creature is going to die like right away. The other's just going to deal 2 damage. So the wisest decision is just to block 1/1 Champion of the Flame. What the heck are you doing, man? Okay, we're playing against an experienced player apparently. You can kill him! You just wasted 2 creatures. When you could kill something that actually has to be killed. Oh, made a mistake. Probably should play Champion of the Flame. But not. Maybe opponent has like... Nope. Okay, this is interesting. Like a lot of creatures now in play. Yeah, this is the wisest decision for the opponent to attack. Yeah, we could accept that. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, snap. Ugh. So, we need something big. It's pretty far for 9 mana. I don't believe that match is going to take that much time to get to a 9 mana point. 3, 4, 5. I have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 4. It's too much. Because of it, was just going to put another champion in play. And attacking right now becomes kind of weird. I don't know. It seems not wise at all. Because it's just not. It's just a problem. It's just a problem. It's just a big problem. Because if I'm going to attack with all of them, yeah, it's a good idea. Either way, we'll attack. We need to push. We need to push. And if opponent decides to kill with all 4 vampires our 1/3, which is of course going to be possible, we're going to sacrifice a monkey. Done. And the Kale. Oh damn! What creature is going to get first strike? Probably this one. Yeah, yeah, because it's kind of separate. No, it's separate because for the different reasons. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! This is pretty bad. Okay, let's just sacrifice. So we're going to choose a creature. Let's just choose something in the middle. And then we're going to pay 2. It's a pretty weird decision though to make. We're going to sacrifice this guy. These 2 will deal damage. Because we have like, oh, this too much. So now let's hope that first strike will work properly. And we're going to deal, yep. First this one, and it's not enough to kill it. Good. So far so good. So far so good. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. We're going to kill it with fire, fight with fire next turn. And the opponent now starts to gain life. This is pretty not good. Too bad, I would say. Okay, we have to kill this. And again, the problem right now is, let's hope that the opponent doesn't have Steal Away there. So that is going to be a fight with luck. Opponent has card advantage, but probably problems with mana. I still believe that opponent has advantage. Because whatever we're going to get, hopefully it's going to be a aura. Because we definitely need some type of an aura to put on Champions of the Flame. And this is kind of the only thing. And the only thing that could make things problematic is this. Yeah, which is with Vigilance. Oh, that was probably a mistake. No, not. Oh damn, this is pretty good. I'm not going to be able to utilize it till next turn. But it's actually pretty good. There's no point of attacking with these guys. Let's just attack with this. Again, just for the sake of attacking with Monkey. What it does though, so enchanted creature is legendary, gets +1/+1 and has flying, vigilance and lifelink. It isn't legendary. And it's still got +1. Oh no, it makes creature legendary. Yep, got it. Cool. Cool. So now the problem is, each turn we're going to get basically lose 2 lives. Opponent is going to gain 2 lives each turn. We have nothing to block with it. We're going to kill it, like right now. Boom shaka. Okay, good. Attacking with all of them, like screw that. We're killing it. No! No! Oh! Oh! I hate when it happens. So we didn't exert a freaking glory binder. That's problematic. Damn. That was pretty bad. That was a bad mistake. Either way, it's still going to force opponent into blocking 4/4 with 2/2. It's actually better that we didn't exert it, I guess. We're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Opponent is going to restore 4, and probably our goblin 2/2 is going to be chosen to be killed with 2 1-on-1 guys. And 4/4 is just needs to be chosen to be blocked with 2/2. This is probably the best play that I could come up with. I mean, if I were the opponent, I would choose that. But the problem is, like, opponent thinks, oh, maybe I should skip and then like just kill opponent like next turn in the hope of getting something big. That was a mistake, man. You miscalculated the risk. At least one creature should be blocked. That was pretty good. We won our second match and we played a lot of spells through the thing. Ooh, I know what I can do. Just because I feel like it today. Oh, damn. My red pencil was messed up. I could put my headphones on top again. They look super weird and I'm not hearing myself in them at all. They're noise cancelling, and also I'm hearing, so one headphones on top of the others. This is problems with magnetic fields. It's okay, we're pretty close to clearing out the quest, which is pretty cool. We'll continue with this deck until we're going to finish with quests, and then we're going to switch to the other deck. I guess this deck doesn't need changes. All changes needed, I guess, were already implemented into this deck. The decks that probably should be changed, we could put something interesting into a Glory Seekers, but I believe it's a solid deck for now, with existing collection, and with the idea of the deck itself. Light Seekers, we could completely change them and rebuild them into a completely different thing based on a new Kaladesh cards. I don't believe that we need to do that. Oh damn, this hand is pretty weird. I mean, if we're going to put light flying on this and we'll attack each turn, that's going to be sick. Adding this one to the equation, then putting Captain Lannery. It's actually a pretty decent hand, but the problem, we're not going to be able to utilize this goblin because we don't have enough mana, but it's actually pretty fine. I guess we'll get one at some point, sooner rather than later. Okay, good. So today's session is going to be, as always, like 2 hours for now. Since right now I'm like focusing, like, I don't know. I guess that, like, for Magic players it's not that interesting to listen about like creative stuff, I guess, but since for now, like from now on, since I'm going to go back into creative stuff, I would want to talk about creative stuff a lot, like a lot. So because this is the only thing that I'm going to think about in most of the time, and in some Magic sessions, I guess I could just talk about creative stuff, because, again, this thing is on my mind constantly, like 24/7. No, maybe even 24/7 when I'm sleeping too. Okay, this is pretty bad. We're not getting what we need. So one thing that could help us, one thing that will help us, is if we're going to get a third land. then we're going to put Goblin, and we're going to remove all of freaking Merfolks. This is going to be a sick situation, but for now we can't do much. The only thing that we could do is just to attack and hope that opponent will spare one of the Merfolks on blocking, which is doubtful, but still possibility. So yeah, I'm not going to talk that much about creative. The only thing that I'm going to talk about creative that like relates with psychological stuff. I mean, one of the reasons why it's pretty hard for me to get back into creative, because I took a pretty big leap of absence when it comes down to creative. I didn't draw and paint for a lot of time. You gotta be kidding me, that was pretty sick. I mean, come on! Oh, this is pretty bad, man. This is pretty bad, man. That was a bad joke. Oh, this is bad. We still didn't get needed land, so we'll lose it next turn, by the way. Just freaking losing, regardless of anything, though. We're going to keep that one for a block. But what's the point? I'm 100% sure that opponent has things. We were super close to actually winning. I mean, if we didn't get a freaking desert and instead we would get a mountain, we would definitely won. I mean, we're just playing right now a chain wheeler, blah blah blah, and then yeah, good game, man. We lost. Oh, although it's still not enough. Yeah, talking about quick. I mean, come on. Seriously, why would you need that? Oh, I want to make my merfolks bigger. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Ugh, this is painful. It's a whole lot of painful. Bad sport. Didn't said anything to us. Like, hate those people. Maybe they just turning off the whatever chat function. Ugh, whatever. The second. Well, let's hope that this time we're going to be better than the previous time. Ugh. So yeah, talking about creative. So one of the things why it's pretty hard for me to get back in creative, as I said, is because I took a pretty big leap of absence, and like just psychologically it's pretty hard to get back to something that you put first too much pressure on yourself, and the second it's pretty important for you. It's kind of like in one area. If you usually if something is super important for you, as a result you're putting too much pressure on yourself. And since art is basically the thing that I breathe, this is the air that I breathe mostly. When I'm taking a leap of absence, usually in art, it's not because I'm burned off or whatever, because I'm just shifting gears into something different. And this something different usually somewhat works with my line of work. I mean, so for instance, one of the reasons why I stopped making art is because I focused more on creating Alex Connect overall. It took me almost a year to get to this stage. I mean, I created a logotype, I designed it, I thought how like I could make this logotype logo like permanent. I mean, in terms of for long term. I wanted for this logo to represent what I'm doing. So there was a lot of things. Oh no! That's a bad mistake, madness. So look! This match could be a super success. I mean, we're already like dominating this group. We even could play this one and put it on 5-4, but the reason why I'm not going to do that, because it's highly likely that opponent is going to do something with our 5-4. Yeah, it's definitely the case. Either it's going to return it or kill it, so good. That was a good call. So that means that next turn we're going to put Valduk, and we're going to put on him haste thing, and we're good to almost kill opponent. That was actually pretty close, I would say. Good. So opponent decides to screw you. It's too not cool. Yeah, opponent definitely had troubles with lands. It's a pretty bad win. I mean, we won, but the way that we won was basically nah. Ooh, that's pretty cool. So I guess taking a 3 days, like, okay, 2 days off of Magic, it's actually a beneficial thing because you're getting more rewards per game, and it's actually kind of seems rewarding. Yeah, you can't play each day. So let's say that if you're going to play Magic on a daily basis, you're not going to feel rewarded. If you're going to play once a week or a couple of days a week, you're definitely going to feel rewarding. This is an interesting kind of concept. So the more you play, the less reward you get, which is psychological, not the literal, because literally you getting more rewards because you play more matches, get more gold. But you get what I'm saying, I guess. Like, just psychologically, you will get more in shorter periods of time. It's going to seem like it. Okay, let's change the deck. What type of deck we could change on? So no, red and green. Damn it, we're not going to cover the quest. Either way, we could try this deck. So this is a Lightseeker's deck. I believe I didn't change this deck that much. It's still a deck that focuses on blocking. So we have a lot of creatures that basically block. Yep, not creatures but spells, and mostly on tokens. Kind of a token deck, but not necessarily just mono token deck. Put the cats in play! Hear the meow. Oh, the vicious conquistador. We could block Vicious Conquistador, but why? I'm going to wait a little bit more. The thing with these auras, though, logically you need to put these auras on creatures without Embalm. But at the same time, if you're going to... Okay, this is weird. I guess opponent just attacked because, yeah, it deals 1 damage per... But at the same time, if I'm going to put +1, this creature becomes pretty sick, especially, and it gets lifelink, why not? If I remember, probably we have like 3 priests here, or 4, to minimum. We're gaining lots of life. 3, like it's a lot. Yeah, getting back to wait. Search target player graveyard hand library card for the name Excel. Oh yeah, I remember that one. This is pretty interesting. So kind of interesting what type of card the opponent is going to choose. The player shuffles their library, then draws a card for each card exiled from hand this way. Non-artifact, non-land card, name. Search target's player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of those cards. Oh. This is a weird choice. Or not. We saw how many combinations you could achieve with this. With 4 copies of this in play and constant triggers. Okay. There's no point of blocking 0-2-1-2 with this one. I'm going to wait for later. Just continue to attack with everything. Okay. This is a gold one, yeah? And it costs 3. So one could have like 3 copies. Pretty acceptable. Oh, damn, this is pretty bad. To the non-land card from it and exile that card. Non-land. So since it could be a cast out, let's just utilize cycling. No, we're not going to utilize cycling because it could be something. No, it could actually be a land. Of course, we could get something that we don't want to lose. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that was logical. Unfortunately, we have only 1 copy of this thing. I'm going to attack with this one and with these 2 guys because we want to embalm one of them. Hopefully. Goodbye, kitty catty. Okay, that was weird. And hello, kitty. So yeah, getting back to again. So basically, because of a lot of like psychological reasons, like the way that I look at art, right now I actually started to watch the series Genius 2nd season with the Picasso, and you're kind of starting to understand why artists are constantly struggling with certain things. I mean, you kind of want to become your own artist, so it's your own person. You want to become unique, not to blend into the current artistic world. And if you have these type of goals, it's pretty hard to basically balance this thing with becoming a popular or just becoming unique, like create something unique. And I guess this is one of the reasons why I struggled throughout the years, because I wanted to create something unique. Okay, this is pretty bad. I mean, okay, we'll attack with that one. We'll attack with that one. Ooh, I have something in my hand. So be careful when you're going to block. You better allow me to... Whatever. So the question is, should we block? I guess we could block this one. Yeah, we definitely need to block it because we have 0 things to stop, like to kill 2/2 at this point, and I doubt that we get something like this. It's better to block that one. Probably should do it before, but whatever. Opponent would still block with these guys. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad for us. This is the worst thing ever. Yeah, we're going to lose that match. Yeah, 7-34 and we're losing the match. How awesome is that? So let's just give opponent 3 life. Why not? 2 life. We're going to gain 2 life too. Why not? And we're going to lose 2. So we're going to end up with 32. Again, 34. Attacking with all of them kind of seems pretty stupid at this point. But we will attack with this just to force opponent into blocking at least with 1 vampire, or just skip that one, which is, I don't believe it's wise decision. Yeah, block with 2 vampires. One of them is going to die, one of them not. We're going to embalm priest next turn, which is fine. Okay, less vampires. So the only thing that could completely worsen the situation is the 2nd copy of the Legion Lieutenant, and that. No, not 100%. This is kind of a bad thing, but... Oh yeah, it's going to be transformed pretty quickly. Ew, ugh. Oh, damn it, we're not getting lucky with cards. And that's it. So we can't attack now. The only thing we can do is just defend ourselves. Ooh. Ooh, guess who's going to stall who? Who? Question is, should we kill these guys? Or just let opponent? No. We need to screw creatures. Kinda don't care. The more these guys we kill, the better. It actually doesn't matter if we have vampires or cats. No, it actually matters. Yeah, it matters. We need to like keep one cat alive. The only problem, like, the good thing is we have more than enough lives to keep up with putting creatures in play. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Ugh, we're losing that one. Damn. So yeah, getting back to art. Talk. Because I'm looking too serious on art generally, because I want to make a career out of it, and I'm taking it super seriously. All these years, like about 7 years or so. Ooh, this is going to be perfect. What we're going to do now, we're going to settle the wreckage all freaking cards. oh. Anticipation probably could be ruined, so hopefully it's not going to be the case. Let's hope that opponent will attack with everything. Oh no, opponent's actually smart. Okay. Damn it. Just who the hell are you? At some point the opponent will lose the... You gotta be kidding me. And attack with all. We could kinda say good game and bluff into that we're basically losing. But I still believe opponent is not going to, like... We're just freaking losing, it doesn't freaking matter. Come on, attack with all of them. Please. I dare you. Please. Consider this as the end. So one stupid decision, hasty decision, could lead us to losing. But opponent's still cautious. Damn you. We're going to wait. For now we have more than enough lives to... You gotta be kidding me with this. You gotta be kidding me. This is a sarcastic nice. Yeah, good game. Yeah, we didn't get lucky. Although we still have settled the wreckage, and let's hope that opponent will attack with all of them. Damn you. Why do you freaking hesitate? Ugh. Okay. It's kind of a pointless thing to do, but still I will do that. I bet that would be awesome in 3D. I guess opponent knew what we had, so because of this, that was a cautious attack. No matter what we're going to get at this point, we're not going to change the situation, so... 11th land. Damn you. Okay, so... Oh, this is new vampire. Never saw it. Enters the battlefield, target opponents lose 1 life for each vampire you could... What? Okay, this is interesting. Target opponent lose 1 life for each vampire you control. Why we didn't die? Because there was a lot of vampires there. Oh, we had 15 lives. Yeah. Okay. That was a pretty fine match, I guess. We didn't just... We got mono flooded throughout the whole match. It's pretty bad. Yeah, so when you look at something too seriously, this is where the pressure basically comes in, and it's pretty hard for you to deal with everything. So you doubt yourself on a constant basis, you're not sure if you're capable of doing something, and whatever. It's constant struggle, it's a true thing, and it's pretty annoying. But again, the reason why I took leap of absence, it's not just because of this, it's because I decided to kind of like create the whole brand of some sort with Alex Connects, and it took me a long time to kind of figure out what I want in terms of the longevity of this brand, future brand. Of course, it's not brand now. For now, it's just like an identity thing, or whatever. Once it's going to and every identity at the beginning is just an identity. You kind of develop the identity of your potential brand that could be a brand in the future, but with time it kind of evolves and could become a brand, or it will eventually if you're going to push it. So if you're like me and you're stubborn and you will continue to do things regardless of the outcome, which someone could say the definition of crazy, but not the same outcome, the different outcomes, and I'm going to learn the mistakes. Yeah, let's just choose a Glory Seekers because we need to play with something red. So yeah, and because of this, one of the biggest problems, I guess, artistically, is not just like for me, I need to create something. This is probably one of the reasons why I like Magic, like building decks more than playing, because for me, creating something unique, expressing myself through something creative, even if it's a game, it still kind of fulfills certain amount of potential. And when it comes down to art and why I am... Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is even worse. You gotta be kidding me. But we have Squeaky here, so maybe... No. We need a third land. Faster. Good. This is a pretty interesting nickname. Nimdul. Cool, we're definitely going to cycle that. I mean, whatever. Not now, but at some point, because we're in a pretty bad situation. Today is the Vampire Day. Please tell me, why are we constantly playing against freaking vampires? Like, truly. This is the thing that I don't get about Magic. There are the days where people just choosing one deck and playing with, like, everyone playing with the same deck. It's super weird. I mean, and because of these stupid days, people jump into conclusions like, "Oh, everyone play with the same deck. I'm getting tired of it. This is bad game. Blah blah blah," and I'm quitting it. No, everyone plays a completely different deck, but it just sometimes happens when you get these days, weird days, where for some reason you're fighting against the same deck. It just happens, and again, every person in life has a bad day. I guess the same could go with Magic. There are days in Magic that are basically bad in terms of your results, or the lack of them. Okay. We definitely need to kill that guy. It's pretty annoying. Let's just use this one. On this one. Let's hope that I remember it right. Yep. Good. So, next turn we'll be able to play Squeaky. We could play Squeaky now, but I can't decide why not to play Kill first. That way we're going to stop opponent from attacking. So now fourth land will basically ruin everything. Once Sanctum Seeker, the Fellow Seeker, will enter the play, we're done. Let's hope. We have Fight with Fire for that, so we will be able to fight it. It's not that super big a deal. So now at least we have one potential blocker. Not potential, but actually pretty decent blocker, if opponent's not going to kill it anyway. Let's hope it's not going to be the case. This is a pretty cool song. Atmosphere. Out of all music that's basically playing during the streams, I love the most Kai Angel music. I guess he's a Russian composer, or somewhere from here around the. And he's awesome. He makes awesome stuff, and mostly his music is the music that I listen to the most during the streams, at least. No, freaking creek. This is pretty. We're not having enough to regenerate Squeaky. Squee, not Squeaky. We are not calling ourselves Squeaky. We're good to kill 3/4 next turn, so that means we're not going to be able to play. No, we will be able to play Immortal. Ugh, we're dying. And not slowly. Protect for Clay. So screw you. Your existence makes things bad. Hello, Squee. But again, what's the point? Opponent has like I bet opponent has like second copy of this one right now in hand, and nothing will stop opponent from putting it in play. And it's not going to change. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. Yeah, again, we had pretty bad hand, and again, this deck is not aggressive at all. It's pretty it's pretty Johnny deck. I mean, it's definitely a Johnny deck. It's a weird deck. The way that this deck works, it's just weird. It's pretty hard to dominate with this deck, but if you will win with this deck, it's actually pretty interesting. Should we discard that one and deal damage to the opponent or not? Oh, actually, considering the fact that we have nothing in play, this could be something that we could use to mill. Let's just leave it at that. Scuba Duba. Okay. Lose life. Don't care. Enters the field, drugs cards, 4 cards for life. Ugh. I need something massive. Like deal 2 damage to all non-pirate creatures. I don't know. Again, as I said, we need this. We need creatures more though. Let's just count. 4. Opponent is going to pay 7 life to kill Squee. We have 1 blocker only, and the opponent is going to deal exactly what he or she needs to deal, so definitely need to do this. And we're still going to lose, regardless, so unfortunately this one doesn't have what we need. And what we need is vigilance. Yeah, we're losing. So yeah, basically the thing with art, I don't know, personally for me, again, because I switched to dealing with this identity stuff and dealt with identity stuff throughout the year, I didn't miss drawing necessarily, because I was constantly involved in creative processes. I worked with designs, I worked with different type of creative processes, but still I was involved in creating creative processes. When I started learning Magic and basically study it, it was some sort of a creative process. It was a study oriented thing that was involved with art personally for me. And because of this, I guess right now, then I got back to creative when I started streaming with Angry Birds vs Transformers, and that was relatively easy, but at the same time I started to realize a lot of things, like that my theory is pretty good, but my practice it's bad, and because of the lack of practice. Okay, this is interesting. So we can't kill one, unfortunately, and we die regardless of the outcome. 4, 8. Yeah, no matter how we could block this one, it wouldn't matter. It would die either way. Too much damage. Yep. And since now I'm getting back to art like completely, so that I'm going to do mostly art, it's pretty hard for me to fully put my mind into this creative type of process. Like I had problems with getting back into something new, not necessarily getting back, but basically put myself into something new, like when I started to learn branding and like the graphic design and lots of this thing and business portion of it. I love to study overall, and for me studying those things were pretty fulfilling. I mean, I had a lot of time doing this. I have a lot of fun doing this. Also spend a lot of time doing this, of course. But oh, this is a pretty weird hand. I mean, long-term hand is pretty good, but is a meh. I'm still keeping it. It's a challenge. Why not? We have to learn to play Magic somehow, and we have to learn to play with bad hands, because we're not always going to get what we need. Oh, damn. This is pretty bad. So yeah, right now, getting back into creative, I kind of have to limit myself in the things that I get accustomed to throughout this year without painting and drawing, and it's super weird. I mean, you get accustomed to certain things, and when you're changing, it's basically like changing your pattern. Like you have certain pattern that you stick into, and then you basically start to change your pattern, and it's definitely uncomfortable. Usually, like, I have no troubles to draw something, but for me it's always about the subject matter, and if I have no subject matter, I'm struggling. I mean, I can't just like sit and improvise. It's not me, and because of this right now I'm getting slowly into this, starting from improvisation thing and then building up to something better. Okay. It's something more complex. Okay. Hello, Shock. Didn't see you coming. Yeah, we're losing that one. As long as are 2 or more instant sorcerers. Exactly 2 or more. Yeah, we're familiar with this deck. We already played a bit against this type of deck before. We're not necessarily, I don't know, like personally me, I'm not familiar with this deck that much. I kind of know what it could do in general, but what the heck? What's happening? What's happening? I can't play. Oh no! Okay, game glitched completely. I can't put things out of my hand. Okay, I guess I'm hearing the sound, but it's not working. Yeah, I guess this is a quick, like, pretty bad glitch. Yeah, the opponent's creatures are tapped too. This is a pretty weird glitch, never saw it before. So that was a hotfix. With a hotfix we got a glitch. It's fine. Opponent doesn't seem to have problems with targeting, but we have troubles with like all over the place. And I don't know why it's happening. It's weird. Taps creatures are attacking. I can't play thing. Ugh. Please! I wish there was the thing like report. Please report any issues using the link below. No, I actually need to capture log. Let's hope that it will unglitch at some point, or we're just going to let opponent kill us. And well, ugh, you gotta be pooping me. You just I freaking concede the roll. It's just pointless. I mean, it's glitchy. I don't know what happened. So yeah. And yeah, right now I basically decided, again, I'm not going to bore you that much with the art part, but like in general, one of the reasons why I started to cut basically time in Magic and do less other things, it's because I want to put, I want to get rid of everything that I get accustomed to, not like 100% because it's just a deprivation. It's not a good thing. You're just going to go back into it either way. You have to replace things with better things, with much more beneficial things. Lessen the time for certain things, not to get rid of them completely, and etc. So, because if you're going to deprive yourself of something, it's always it's going to end up bad. I mean, you have to lessen and lessen the amount of this thing that you want to deprive yourself of. Hopefully it makes sense again. Not that good in English. Okay, switch to the Darkness Seekers. First we're going to play with these decks, and maybe then I will rethink and reconsider how we could rebuild them. And maybe today's session was just going to focus on playing. I don't actually know. I'm not feeling like rebuilding decks today. I kind of feel like talking today. Why not? Let's just talk. So, yeah. Talking to myself is always a perfect thing. I actually get accustomed to it throughout the years, because one of the most important things when it comes to, when it came down to art was to learn how to work with your personal stuff without telling anyone, because they will judge whatever you will decide to do. So you have to make your, you have to learn how to make your own decisions. And the only way to do this is to basically make the inner dialogue with yourself on a constant basis, like learn how to converse with yourself, whatever. It seems pretty weird, but still. Basically, let's call it the, like, going through the inner dialogue. And by the way, we're constantly talking with ourselves. If you feel like you're not doing this, or if you feel like it's weird, you basically probably just ignorant, because you constantly like talking to yourself on a constant basis. What the heck was that? Oh man. Ugh. I was out of frustration, I guess. Okay, we'll won this match, it's fine. I'm actually good. I'm fine with that. That was pretty cool. That was fun. I guess one of the reasons why opponent quit, because opponent could experience the same glitch as we experienced previously, and because of this, opponent probably decided to quit, and like right away. But again, if it was the same glitch, opponent wouldn't be able to put an aura on us. So I guess it was just to quit out of frustration or whatever. So yeah, I'm getting all over the place, so if I'm not making sense, sorry for that, but again, usually I'm getting somewhere, I'm heading somewhere. Taking it, making decisions. So yeah, we're constantly kind of we're talking to ourselves on a constant basis. We doubting ourselves. I don't know. Usually it happens when we're not trying to Okay. I 100% sure that opponent has some creatures there. Okay, not a lot of them. Okay, that's cost 4. Revolt. Enters the battlefield with +1 counter. This one gains haste. Yeah, let's just kill that one. Okay, destroy target creature. So this is a curse / removal deck. Whatever type of deck it is. Okay. So right now we're going to kill something, or not kill, but we're going to steal something. Okay, destroy target creature. Okay, this is super costly. This is costly 2, and this is costly 2. For now, stealing this one could be a good idea, but the thing is, opponent is just going to kill it, and that's it. But opponent could kill it either way, so yeah, let's just take that one. It's a pretty high cost thing that opponent has there. So hello, bat. Oh, there's another bat. Ugh, Brook. Ugh. It's pretty problematic. Okay, playing that one first. No, we're not going to. This is the weird situation. So we could kill this bat by just blocking it with 1/2, but that opponent is going to get the removal that opponent could use to kill 2/3, and if there's not going to be any other creatures, then we're going to miss the opportunity to kill something with Soulsinker. So it's kind of a problematic thing at this point. Ugh, we don't want to discard a card, let's just lose life. So let's just draw. Oh, this is a pretty good thing. I mean, imagine that opponent has to discard a card right now. It's actually the best choice ever. Of course, we could sacrifice 2/3 into killing 2/1, but it kind of seems weird. Let's just use this on this one next turn. Yep, I'll just put that one in play. Attack with 1/2. No, attack with both. We're not able to block 2/1. So kind of interesting what opponent will discard. So yeah, we're constantly kind of we're talking to ourselves, basically making this inner dialogue, and it just got to the point that it's more evident when there's no distractions. And the problem with today's world, we're constantly distracting ourselves. We either distracting ourselves with food, movies, series, basically, I don't know, music. You know, there's constant distractions, so there's entertaining in every freaking step of the way, and it kind of makes things weird because you can't truly make this proper inner dialogue with yourself, and it's a bad thing, because if you're not conversing with yourself, with the inner you, whatever, you could basically lose yourself eventually and become someone that you're not. And that's why people can't sleep sometimes, like they have insomnia or whatever, because instead of thinking about stuff during the day, they distracting yourselves during the day, and then during the night they constantly think about something, like there's a lot of thoughts like getting into your mind, and you just, oh no, I can't sleep, whatever. So this is a weird situation. I don't know what to do. Truly don't know what to do. Drawing 2 cards. Okay, first let's just attack. Put this one in play for now. No, opponent's just going to kill us. So 5 opponent. Okay. Let's just not do anything. I mean, let's just do this. Choose a card from outside of the game. No, we want to choose something that we could play. So we have 5 mana, so let's choose something that could give us... There's not that many things in here that I could consider game changers. No, we don't have that many creatures to use that. Oh, damn. We're almost at finished with time. Oh, whatever, let's just take this one. That was the worst decision ever. Damn. But again, we didn't have time, and this was the only thing that I could think of at this point, because we need creatures that we could potentially use to kill. Opponent doesn't have that many creatures, so yeah, as I thought so, opponent discarded the card that we needed for like for the opponent to discard, which is a good thing. So next turn we're going to kill 2/2. Oh, this is bad. Sacrifice a non-land permanent. Unfortunately, this is a non-land permanent. So for now, we actually could discard a Yargle. Which is probably not. No, let's just discard Soul Singer. We probably should use Ponder first before taking this action. That way we could discard a land or whatever. Okay, can have to. Now just draw. Let's see what we're going to get. Oh yeah, we definitely could discard that, so pretty bad. Whatever, so okay. Probably should attack first. Stupid me. Because if I'm going to decline, I'm going to decline a minus counters actions. Yeah. We made the decision, unfortunately. Good, so we're going to sacrifice this one as a permanent next turn, and we're going to use it a little bit later. Not now. Next turn. Maybe we'll even discard it. I don't know. Either we're going to sacrifice this one and kill 2/1. Oh, Chupacabra. Yeah, sacrifice a permanent. Good to get this. Kill flyer. We need to do something with freaking Chupacabra, and we're going to die passively next turn. In next couple of turns. Of course, this is the best idea ever. So one thing that we will sacrifice probably. I'm kind of interested. So. So right now, I believe we should sacrifice a permanent. Opponent has 0 cards. Discard a card. I should discard that one. Now let's just play Yargle. Keep land in play for now, or in hand. We'll use it as a discard thing. And that's it. Starting from next turn, we're also going to bring back some creature from the graveyard, which is pretty cool. Oh, freaking Chupacabra! Damn! It's pretty bad what's happening right now. Okay, let's just think what to bring back. So it's pretty interesting. So our graveyard. Of course we're going to bring back Yargle. What the heck? I mean, it's a pretty big creature. I get that the opponent has a lot of removal, but I don't care. It's better to bring back Yargle. It's a pretty cool creature to have. And we're going to keep land 4, of course. Yeah, let's hope that opponent is not going to get any removal any soon. This is the only hope for us. What this demon does? At the beginning of your end step, each opponent discards a card. Damn it! So I have to sacrifice a permanent, and it's going to be, I guess, 2/2. Yep, because I want to keep Yargle in play. Going to attack. We're losing. Doesn't matter what we're going to do though. Truly. I'm going to attack with the Argle. Opponent is going to block with 5/5 and 2/2. I'll just call it a good game. Yeah, we'll see. Ugh. Oh no! We actually won. No, we didn't, because the opponent didn't have a freaking card to discard. Damn it! That was so freaking close. I mean, aww. That was a pretty cool match. So yeah, getting back to the inner dialogue thing, whatever. Again, because I'm constantly, and this is kind of the way to support the thing that I'm on my own, talking to myself, whatever. It's completely fine when you're having an inner dialogue with yourself, because it basically helps you to kind of, I don't know, instead of talking to someone and constantly like going through their opinions of you, which are never going to be clear enough, because the only one who knows you, it's you. The inner dialogue helps you to truly know what you do, what you want to do, what you basically, what you are. If you don't have this inner dialogue on constant basis, at some point, as I said previously, it's high risk that you're going to lose yourself, that you will become the reflection of your environment, not your personal you. You're still going to become the reflection of your environment regardless, because this is the way that we are. But if you have the time, like the personal time to talk to yourself through the inner dialogue, that way you have more chance to become your own you. So basically, the actual person. I don't know, this is weird. And again, throughout the years, and the problem with inner dialogue, sometimes you have to distance yourself from others to do that, because you have to find personal time to just basically sit in complete silence with zero distractions and think and converse with yourself. Not like directly, like, oh, hello, I'm Johnny. No, I'm Brad. Whatever. No, not like crazy, but just normally. And it's easier than it sounds, because we're able to do that. So yeah. So basically the main thing that I'm talking about right now, I don't know, I'm kind of all over the place today. I'm talking about art, I'm talking about like the psychology, whatever, about the talking to yourself, the inner dialogue. It seems weird, but again, this is the thing. I believe we have to converse with ourselves in terms of like inner dialogue, because this is the only way for us to know what we want and like understand our future direction. Okay, let's just do rest. Okay. Oh. Destroy all non-refractory. Okay, I don't want that. Let's try to... Yeah, I'm going to win with this hand. I don't know. I guess today's session is not about winning, it's about talking to myself. Whatever. So, we could put something like that and play. But the thing is, opponent could kill. Ooh, yeah, remember this vampire. It's a pretty legacy vampire. I believe I have it in my paper magic collection. Even. It's probably from M12 or yeah, something like this. Ugh. Let's put this one in play as a teaser. As a tease. Could be interesting. No! What's happening? Yeah, this thing that they are constantly changing left from right, it's basically kills me. Like, truly kills me. I hate this. Each freaking update, you're going to change sides of the mana, of the planeswalker abilities. Come on, make up your mind. It's frustrating. I can't. I'm losing so many matches because of this. Like, I kind of get used to... Ooh, this is a pretty big deck, by the way. 112. Okay. On our 100th episode, we built 100 deck, but this is more than 100. What I'm choosing... exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Okay, target player gets minus... Also exile level. Yeah, getting back. So basically, yeah, the inner dialogue is your best friend. Like, truly in real life, the inner dialogue is your best friend. This is the way for you to reflect on your day. This is the way for you to reflect on basically your current situation in life, on your future, on your past, like, and come up with something that you want to do right now in order to achieve your goals and dreams. And basically understanding your personal goals and dreams through that is the thing, like the only way to do this is to go through the inner dialogue. You have to learn how to converse with yourself, I believe, and throughout the it's I don't know. Some people are kind of, I don't know, don't believe that this is the way, because it's weird to talk to yourself. You're not accustomed to talking to yourself, like inside. It definitely seems weird, but throughout my life I had so many times like to being alone. I mean, especially when I were a kid. You basically, like, I don't know, getting accustomed to this, and it's not a weird thing for you anymore. And for those people it's of course easier. But if you were alone throughout, like if you constantly were present around a lot of friends and there were constant distractions around you, it's hard for you to go into the state of inner dialogue because you have someone to talk to every time, and you almost become, I don't know, you kind of start to think like others, and you start to think like you don't have your own opinion, and it's weird. And I've been through the stage too. At some point, I was weird. Like you're virtually starting to lose yourself because you're not seeing yourself as yourself. You're seeing yourself as the mirrors of all different people that you conversed with or basically dealt with on a daily basis. It's this weird thing. And this is where the inner dialogue is important. You kinda, I believe you have to learn how to converse with yourself, and if it's weird for you, like, just to focus on conversing with yourself inside, it's so weird. I know it seems weird to talk about this, but I will give it a try, whatever. Ooh, this is perfect for us. We have to pay 1 life for it, but we're going to do that. Ooh, this is the perfect draw. Discard 2 cards. Yeah. Where were I? So yeah, one way to do this, I guess, is start to record yourself. I actually started with the diaries, which seems weird for a man to do usually, but still. I started with diaries, and it helped. It was weird at the beginning, like, each day I opened a freaking, I don't know, some sort of a notebook, and I wrote something about my day. It was super weird at the beginning. I kind of thought to myself, what the heck I'm doing? Like, it's weird. But then I started to see the benefits of it, like, truly, throughout, like, I kept doing it for about 6 months, maybe more, I don't know. I did it a long time, like, for a long time, maybe from 4 to 6 months, something like this, don't remember truly. But then it became less efficient because it took time, but I wasn't able to express myself truly. I wasn't able to talk to myself on a... There's so much things that you could fit into a 1 page. In terms of thoughts, because your thought process is much more all over the place. It's somewhat chaotic. You thinking and talking. You're thinking about a lot of things like in one time. And what helped me throughout the years is to switching from the notes, so-called diaries, and to change it to basically just recordings. You just take your freaking mobile phone or self one, or I don't know, I'll probably call them in English, and record yourself talking. It's even weirder than writing something down in your diary, but it's actually much more efficient. It's like, for me, it definitely were much more efficient. I mean, I'm constantly doing this when I'm having trouble. So like, if I'm losing myself at some point during my journey, or if I feel like I'm losing myself during my journey, I'm going back to basically recording myself trying to talk, and like, it's just like normal conversation. Like, you're just asking yourself questions. Why I'm doing this? And you're trying to justify what you're doing right now, why you're doing it. And the more you do this, the clearer for you becomes. Okay, we need to do something right now. Wait a second. So, we could sacrifice, we could kill 2/2. By sacrificing this guy. We could do... No, it's better to do this. Okay, sacrifice a creature. Kill 2/2. Say goodbye to a vampire. It's a weird thing how I'm able to play and some sort of, I don't know, I'm not winning, but I'm not losing either. I'm actually pretty close to losing. Menace indestructible. So let's hope that opponent doesn't have a removal. And our 1/1 is going to stay alive. Even though, by the way, it's going to die, we're still going to have zombie to block with, so we're fine. Next turn, if everything is going to be fine, we're probably going to win. Could be the case. We still have 2 mana to sacrifice this 1/1. It's pretty cool. Which is pointless, but still. We have this possibility. So yeah, I guess when it comes down to the inner dialogue, you just have to find your own personal way to converse with yourself and basically talk to yourself and reflect on situations in your life and whatever. This is the way to deal with the trauma, I believe. Like, if you lost someone that you cared about, this is the way to deal with it. Not going to the freaking psychiatrist, because it's just waste of money, I believe. You have to learn how to converse with yourself, because basically going into the psychiatrists or therapists, I don't know how they called in there, it's just the same way. They're helping you to learn how to converse with yourself, but you're not looking at this as a conversation with yourself. You're not looking at this as an inner dialogue. You kind of somewhat dependent on your therapist, which is not the case. They're just there to reflect your own thoughts, which you could learn how to do on your own. I believe personally you can. Okay, if you know how to. And I guess you just have to find a way. Okay, we're sacrificing that one, and I guess we're winning now. We can attack with the creature with menace, he can block, and we're dealing exactly 4 damage. Perfecto! Good. That was actually a good one. I guess opponent can't do anything with those points. No, we don't need that. Attacking. Can we say good game? Because I don't believe that opponent can do anything. There are cards that opponent could use to do something like kill it, but again, it has indestructible. So yeah, we won. That was a pretty good one. Considering the fact that I talked about pretty serious subject and managed to play properly and win, that was pretty interesting. That was cool. But again, you need a lot of concentration to do that. So yeah, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because, like, to justify why, not only why it's important to have this inner dialogue, but to basically explain why, for me, it's not the problem to talk to myself during the streams. So I'm actually non-stop talking usually during the streams, even if I have no one to listen to me or basically watch me. I don't have a problem with it because I get accustomed to talking to myself that way, and it doesn't seem weird because, again, right now I'm conversing with myself. This is almost the same way that I'm usually going through this inner dialogue, and it's not weird. I mean, maybe it's weird, like, from that side. I don't know, but personally for me it doesn't seem weird. I'm so accustomed to it that it's just like a second nature to me, and it's super freaking beneficial personally because it helps me to understand. Even right now talking about this, it's actually helping me in some way. It helps me to express my thoughts better, formulate my thoughts better. First formulate, then express them, which for me as a non-native speaker it's a weird thing to do, because these thoughts are kind of formulated in Russian and then they're I'm trying to express them in English, and you have a fraction of the second to do that. It's super hard. Basically your head could start to ache pretty quickly. Okay, let's switch a deck, and it's probably going to be our last deck that we're going to work with. It's a mono green. We could make it better, but for now I actually kind of don't want to make it better because I'm not that familiar with Kaladesh block. Like, I added a couple of cards from Kaladesh, so that card seems perfect for this deck. We added a couple of things from Dominaria. Yeah, we added that one. Yeah, I actually rebuilt this deck too, so I never played with this build before. It basically focuses on big creatures, and in order to get to these big creatures, it's probably a teamy deck. We have a lot of big and fleshy creatures, and in order to get to this point we have to produce a lot of mana, and because of this it's kind of called Tree Seekers, because we have a lot of trees here. Whatever. So yeah. And again, the way to converse with yourself is actually easier than it seems. If you're going to get rid of all these weird notions, like if you're going to talk to yourself, you're crazy. No. Again, everyone has their own personal way of dealing with problems when they are away from the society, whatever. When they are on your own one-to-one with your own thoughts. And we constantly having this inner dialogue. Again, to repeat myself, we judging ourselves, we judging others behind their back, which is not a good thing, but still, sometimes we're doing this. This is a way for us to analyze our surroundings and make sense of them, because we're not necessarily not everything that's of course happening around us makes sense to us. Especially nowadays, world became so freaking weird that people are making so weird decisions that we can't make sense of them. And this inner dialogue is our own I'm starting to die. Our own personal way to deal with those things. And if you will start to think that inner dialogue is something that you're dealing with on a constant basis, you're not going to feel weird about it. It's just a way of kind of make-believe. I mean, this is the way how our mind basically works. We making ourselves believe in something, and we start doing it. If you wanna, I don't know, if you wanna find your place in life, I guess, I don't know, you have to work on it, and this is the way to work on it. Just work on yourself. Don't be afraid to go deep into your own thoughts, because it could be scary, because at the beginning it definitely could be scary. It all depends on what type of person you are, though. For someone, as I said before, it could be easier than for others. For me, for sure, it was easier, because of the upbringings that I've been through, whatever. But still, oh, come on, this is going to be a hard one. Probably going to lose it. From white. Yeah. Let's just allow our opponent to take that one. But again, don't be afraid to do this. It's super beneficial. I truly believe that it is, because if you're going to dive deep into an actual psychology and you're actually going to look at all these therapy thing, you will start to figure out that this is it. Like, the inner dialogue is the answer for most of the situations. No matter what type of problem you have, if you're going to sit and think one-on-one and you learn how to get positive things out of it, because it's pretty easy to get negative things out of it. Everyone is doing this. We judging ourselves, we hating ourselves, whatever. It's happening on a constant basis. But to sit and make something positive out of it, it takes work. You have to kind of work on it. And okay, should we concede? No, we're going to cycle. We're going to get something awesome out of it. I definitely believe so. Ugh. Hello, monitor. Oh, this is a monitor. HD monitor. Like it's important. Yeah. We didn't have much time to get this deck to a proper level, I believe so. Because of this, we're losing. We had nothing. Like, truly, we had nothing. This is the first creature that we're actually able to play now. Oh no. Hello, worm. 5. No, I'm not able to do that. And let's just lose with dignity. So yeah, it's not that hard to talk. Ooh, snap! We could actually do some cool stuff. Just put a trample on it. No. Let's kill that one. That one. It's not going to die that way. We're just going to deal damage. 6. Okay, we actually even survive. Yeah, we survived. Pretty sick. Usually I want to leave these type of talks on my creative streams, but since because on Magic streams I'm usually just basically relaxing, but since I'm not streaming creative streams yet, because I still kind of in the process of bringing them back, because of this, I guess I just thought to myself, why not talk about this now? Like, come on. If you feel like it, you have to do it. This is like the thing. Because inspiration is something that you have it in 1 second, the other second you don't have it. Like, it's pretty windy thing. It will. Okay, we kind of stopped the opponent from attacking, which is interesting. But for how long? So now we have to use a combination of killers. So yeah, we need to think. So we could kill 4/4 right now, which is something that we have to do. But we need to do that the way that our 5/4 will stay alive. And at the same time, we have to have enough mana to put another creature in play to protect ourselves. And this creature needs to be cheap, so... Okay, plain ranger with combination of either this or this is the question. Answer. We have enough mana to do this. Let's just do that. What? Okay. Yeah, killing 4/4. Oh, damn it. Opponent probably will, yeah, sacrifice it to survive it. Completely forget about that one. Either way, it's fine. it still could prevent the opponent from attacking, but for 4, which is fine. And now we have to play this. There's no point of fighting. I wish we had additional mana though to use the pounce, and that would be a good thing. Ooh, yes. No, we're not able to do that. So far so good. We're still losing, but again, since I love every situation in Magic, no matter what this situation is, we could basically lose, but we could learn something from any situation. We could lose the whole game. Thank you. We could lose the whole game, and at the end, there could be a pretty huge turnaround that could completely change everything, and we could learn from it. Why not? So, especially when you have a chance. We don't have we have no chance of winning, I believe, but we have chance of surviving, and this learning experience of surviving could basically help us to deal with this similar situation in an actual match when the line between losing and winning is pretty close and pretty thin. Okay, this is interesting. So first strike, just block it the way that is. So this guy, no, he's not associated with anything. Okay. Okay, 4, 5, 6, and we have pounds on 12. Yeah, I guess this is the way to play. We'll lose. We're going to lose. But we're going to lose in a fancy way. I believe so. Yeah, and after this I will continue to talk about inner dialogue, but for now we need to deal with the situation. You could... No. You control, you don't control. Pay 2. Doesn't... It's not going to stop opponent from attacking us, I believe, because we have only 6 lives. It's not that much. But it's still pretty cool. Yeah, so thanks for this inner dialogue. Once I started to basically go through the diaries and whatever, my life completely truly changed. Basically I changed it because I started to figure out that not surroundings, before that I blamed everyone and everything that surrounded me in my problems, and of course that was a mistake. The problem was me. And once you figured out that this is the case, that not surroundings you are making you miserable or whatever, but you making you miserable, basically you make you miserable. Once you will figure out that, things starts to become clear. You understand that you have to work on yourself. Oh, we're still losing. But things becoming even. Actually, it's kind of interesting, the things that are happening right now. I kind of like when it's going, where it's going. We could try and attack right now, but we're not. So right now things are kind of equal. And don't forget that opponent has Steal Away. Not enough mana to use it the previous turn, but still cool. And all these self-motivational things are nothing if you have no way to talk to yourself. If you don't know how to work with your inner dialogue, you're going to waste time on these motivational things, because no one can motivate you to do things except you. And the thing about motivational speakers, that you have to get to a certain state of mind before you could use their help. They definitely will help you at some point, like with something, because like Tony Robbins and other guys like that, like Les Brown and other motivational speakers, they're talking pretty awesome things. Like, but you don't have to depend on them like they're going to change your life. You have to get to a certain personal state of learning how to talk to yourself. Basically, this like perfect your inner dialogue, your own way of dealing with it, and then basically get to these sources of self-help or whatever. Don't like think that you're going to read one book and everything will change. Small steps. Okay, enter the battlefield, put roll +1/+1 counter on each up to 2 target creatures. Each creature you control with this counter gets... Okay, this is pretty interesting. We're losing next turn, but it's kind of interesting what we could do this turn. Okay, let's just play it first, because we have to extend the timer by playing an action. This is one of the things that they implemented in the new update. We definitely want to put +1 counter on that one, and on that one, because why not? It will become bigger. We probably should put the +1 counter on this one to make it bigger. We don't want to attack. I wish this thing could make creature trample. That way we could even win this one. Or at least attack with everything, forcing opponent into blocking. Opponent could lose almost all creatures and we could survive. But there's no point of attacking. Staying in block. We're not going to stay in block for long. Like 1-2 turns and we're dying. If opponent is going to put something that will enhance all creatures, we're dying. Skibidi-ba-boom. There's a lot of... This is a hexproof oriented deck. I have this too. Not the same, pretty different. Pretty different. Knights, 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 knights. Ba-bidi-ba-boom. So yeah, basically that's it. But before you will... I don't know how to get to this point. You have to, I guess, to the point of self-realization that you are the problem of all of your problems, is probably get real. Get to the certain situation, to the certain state that you tried everything, and be open-minded to different possibilities. There's a lot of things involved. It's not just one thing. There's no formula, unfortunately. It's all self-explanatory. I'm just waiting for the opponent to start killing me. This is probably, by the way, our last match. I guess after that we're going to finish. Don't forget that there's still a way there. You're not going to attack. It's a suicide. End of the turn. This is also a good way for me to learn how this knight deck operates, because I never saw it in the full capacity. I mean, I saw a couple of creatures, a couple of combinations, but what it actually does... Okay, we get that 3 copies of this, it's fine. It's cool. Probably multiple copies of this, definitely. Couple of angels, definitely there. Multiple copies of Karn could be there. Although I doubt that. 1 is enough. Karn is actually not necessary for this deck at all. I don't know why he's here. Just to mill. Okay then. Opponent kills us, definitely. Yep. All these creatures have 6, we can block only limited amount of them, so yeah, we're dying. That was a good fight. It's going to be a beautiful encounter, which sounds weird. Exactly. We probably should give up like earlier. No, we actually have time for another match. Why not? Because 5 minutes. More than 5. Considering the fact that I started a little bit later, like 10-15 minutes later, we could play a little bit more. Yeah, we didn't get lucky with this deck, so let's just continue. So yeah, basically since... and the thing is, one of the reasons why I respect art so much, because of the art, it led me to all these realizations basically. Because art basically led me to this type of thinking, because I had so much trouble to learn art, like this creative process, the thinking, the reasoning behind creating whatever, everything, like everything that was surrounded around art would led me eventually to asking these questions. And because I asked these questions, I of course wanted to find the answers for them. And the more I did this, okay, it's fine. Let's keep it. Because it started from asking myself simple questions, what I want to do in my life, like truly what I want to do in life. Like I had a couple of degrees that I could basically fulfill, but I didn't felt the professions, whatever, that I could fulfill, but I didn't felt right doing those things. They were interesting at some point. I wouldn't choose them if they weren't interesting, but eventually it wasn't me. I don't know, I just like tried to find myself, like what I want to do to the rest of my life. And this is probably the big question that you have to answer. You have to ask yourself what I want to do, like for the rest of my life, and being not just fine with it but actually happy with it. And this question of happiness, for me it was the main question, I guess, because I felt miserable like throughout the most of my childhood, I guess. I didn't fit in. I was just like the neutral guy who nor there nor there. Tried to do everything, but wanted to do everything, I guess. Not tried, but wanted. I wanted to be a musician. I love music, like truly to this day. Music is my freaking passion. I love it. I love to listen to it, and I have so like crazy urge to create something musically. I have like my synthesizer that I love to play, but I can't properly do it because you have to spend like crazy amount of time to learn how to properly do it. And I actually studied music theory. I studied so many things, like truly like creative wise, to figure out what I want. I studied from 3D. But music was always like the thing that I wanted the most, but I didn't saw myself as a musician like in life, because I don't have a look, I don't have a voice, I have pretty short fingers, so I'm not that good in playing piano. It's pretty hard for me. So basically, all these limitations basically didn't make me give up music. I still want to pursue music in some way, like, I don't know, at least personally create something, just to fulfill my potential, I don't know, in that area. But the one thing that I definitely find myself in is art, like creating like the pictures, basically artwork. Magic is a good thing with it. I mean, magic is definitely not one of the reasons why I kind of was interested in art, but it definitely is something that inspired me more, because at the beginning I didn't saw art as a career. I just saw it, okay, you can kind of create stuff and make money off of it, but there's always this notion of starving artist, and at the beginning it was the thing, but once I saw Magic, I kind of, oh, you actually can earn money doing this thing. It's sick. I mean, you could create pretty awesome things, and you could earn a living doing that. It's a pretty cool thing. And it basically hooked me. It called, I guess, an American dream, but I don't want to call it like this, because I guess if you live in America, it could be called an American dream, or if you live in another country, it could be called an American dream. But I don't believe this is a proper way to call it, because like, it's just tied to the country that the best in entertainment, and because of this it's called, I guess, American dream, because everything that revolves creative is fulfillable. It's not a word. It's more highly fulfilled in the entertainment capital of the world. I don't know how to properly call it, but let's call it like this, because the entertaining industry, the America is the giant of entertainment industry, and because of this, I guess it's called American dream. Because if you want to become a performer of some kind, I don't know, the circus act, or a musician or a dancer, you go there. And oh damn, that was painful. So, and I guess because of this American dream thing is the thing, but I'd rather not call it that way. But again, it doesn't matter. So, since I kind of into talking about this, I guess I could continue. Let's just go through a couple more matches. I kind of want to win with this deck. I don't know. We won with this deck, by the way, right now, but that was not the proper win. The opponent just gave up. But I want to actually win with this deck with an interesting way, not the opponent giving up. Hi. Kozi Ami. Did I reading this properly? Kozi Omi. Yeah, hi though. How you been? How you been? How's your day or night, depending where you are? Where are you from, by the way? So yeah, I could talk a little bit more. Why not? Because sometimes feeling like it. Cozy homie. Oh, cozy homie. Oh, it's like a cozy homie. Yeah, it's pretty cool. pretty cool. Oh, you're Russian as well. Pretty cool. The thing about, like, by the way, I'm streaming in English. This is just a personal choice of, I don't know. It's a good way for me to learn English. Of course, for me, it's much more easier to talk in Russian, but the topic, certain topics, for me, it's better to talk in English. And these streams, I'm sticking to English. Yeah. Streaming MTG2. Oh, pretty cool. How's it been doing for you, streaming MTG? It's fine. For me, it's super slow. I'm streaming it for about like 8 months, and it's slow. Because again, it's not a primary thing, and probably because it's not a primary thing, it's kind of a... Oh, okay, we need to put that one in play, because while we can, we have to. Because once this elf is dying, we're losing the ability to put this one in play. It's kind of an important thing. Okay. Verdant Blake. So yeah, could continue to talk about this thing. What I talked about though? Forget. I forgot about what I talked about. Oh, this is pretty bad. We probably should stomp him like next turn. Because if we're not... Okay, this is a freaking... No, we're not going to block. Oh, pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, this is the way. At the beginning, for me, streaming in English was pretty weird. But then, yeah, you're getting accustomed to it. You're adjusting pretty quickly. Of course, it all depends on your knowledge of English and how, like, are you like studying English or not, or you are watching something in English constantly. For me, I surrounded myself with English language like a long years ago. I love the music. I'm like the English music. In most cases, I'm mostly listening to an English music. It started from music, then series as films. Now I'm watching everything and listening to everything in English. Like, there's no Russian stuff at all. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm not like interested in our personal, like in Russian industry, because our entertaining industry is here. It's pretty, I don't know. Personally, it seems weird for me. Maybe it's just the way that I get used to. Yeah, let's play that one. Together. It's like, again, if you want to make it into an if you want to make it into an entertaining industry, you have to choose English speakers, because it's the language. Excel this way, you gain to life. Yep, we need to gain life. Exactly that. Yeah, I'm trying to kind of watch things in original too, for probably about like 5-6 years already, and it's helping a lot. I mean, the way to learn any language is to surround yourself with the basically native speakers of that language, and since I can't talk about them that way, like directly speak to an English native speakers, streaming is, by the way, one of the ways to learn English, I guess. You can start to stream in English and people will start to basically talk to you, and it's pretty weird. Like, for me, it's still weird to converse in English. It's super weird, like, truly. I'm super uncomfortable speaking to someone in English. I could talk to myself in English because I have time. I'm not rushing thoughts, but once I start to converse with something, oh damn, I could become pretty stupid like right away, because it's just like this additional pressure of talking to someone. It's just killing me. And streaming is one of the way for me to kind of overcome this barrier of uncomfortableness, because yeah, this is one of the reasons why I started streaming. I kind of, okay, I have to find a way to speak to basically other people. Ooh, snap, we're going to do an awesome thing right now. Yep, and we're going to kill for 3. You get there eventually. Oh, pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, at some point you get used to it, definitely. And for me, it never was a problem to adjusting to new language. I mean, like, all of like a lot of my relatives living in Ukraine, and most of like all of my life I lived in Moscow, Russia, and like when you visiting your relatives there, it wasn't a problem for me to like basically switch into the different language and talk like I was born there, although I not. So it's pretty interesting how people they're pretty quickly like adjusting to things. Especially the younger you are, the easier for you to adjust. I guess if you at a point, okay, this is a pretty interesting situation. Ah, we're winning. It's not an issue unless opponent has, I don't know. I guess we're going to win unless opponent has something with flash. Okay, that was a pretty sick win. Woohoo! That was cool. So yeah, I guess the younger you are, the easier for you to switch between language, because some people, I guess, they move to the other countries a little bit later in life, and especially after, maybe if you're after 30 or 40, it's harder for you to learn new things overall. It's just like probably genetic thing, whatever, I don't know. Your brain is kind of passing this stage of learning, and learning becomes much harder. You still can, but you have to put so much effort into it that it's just crazy. But yeah, it's a cool thing. I don't know, like I constantly like asking myself a question: what if I will have a need to basically live in another country? So like I try to picture myself living in somewhere in USA or Canada, whatever, and I ask myself a question like, will I be able to exist there actually normally? Like if we're not going to consider the money problem, like just truly talking with people, living among people with a different I don't know, upbringings and mentality, it's weird, definitely at the beginning. Yeah, nowadays especially. Yeah, I hate bringing politics, and I hate politics overall, but what's happening there, it's pretty bad right now. Yeah. Yeah, the expenses living there are crazy. This is the actual problem. Yeah, one of those two. The amount of money that you have to put in living, just into existing, it's crazy. It's a little bit easier here, in that way, in that regards. But again, each country has its own thing, or prices, or its own way of living. Oh no, we're probably going to lose right now. We're not going to lose anything. Pretty cool. Freebooter can't steal creatures, which is pretty cool. But now opponent knows our hand, so now it's just a matter of time. So we have to do this. We have to exert it. We have to pay 1. What the? Wait a minute. I didn't exert it? Yeah, I didn't exert it. I just stopped it. But why? I think I pressed exert. Oh, that was frustrating. How long I'm playing MTG? I'm playing MTG for about I started since 2012. This is the about time that I kind of opened Magic for myself, or discovered Magic. Before that, I wasn't even aware of these type of games. Like truly, I was so freaking ignorant that I didn't even knew about this. Like my friend like told me, oh, see, there's a game in Steam like Magic Gathering. Like I played these type of card games when I was like small boy. I think, what? I never would think about these type of games would even exist. So for me, it was the whole universe opened. Like, that was crazy. I was so blown away by Magic at the beginning. I'm still blown away by Magic. Less, but still, that was pretty awesome. So yeah, about 2012, 2013, something like this. Back at home in Kamchatka, but it's super pricey. Yeah, I guess community there wasn't there. I guess at that time. Depends on what time it was, but still, I don't believe there's a community now there either. Yeah, for me, it wasn't a comeback. Whoop whoop, we're starting to win. It's interesting. We're winning constantly. Pretty cool. We're not focusing on the game and we're winning. It's a sign that we have to continue to play. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, MTG is definitely king of CCG. I believe so too. I believe everyone knows that. I mean, you can't dispute this fact. It's an actual fact, because every collectible card games was born after Magic was born. It's basically, yeah, it's definitely true. Yeah, the variety in Magic is definitely like the best variety ever. The depth of Magic is one of the reasons why I stick to it throughout the years. I never truly left it. Like, since I discovered it in 2012, on and on I played, didn't play, tried to collect the actual cards, the paper Magic. But again, it's too pricey, as you said. It's super pricey. At some point, no, I'm not going to spend a dime on it. I have to learn ways to enjoy Magic without spending any money, because come on, it's freaking pricey. You could end up living in the street if you will get addicted to it too much. So if you have no boundaries, I mean, like, ooh, I'm buying booster today, ooh, I'm buying a pack, 2 packs next day, ooh, I actually was addicted at the beginning. I spent so much money in it. It got out of control, truly. It was weird. It was at that time that I didn't know how to control my thoughts, whatever. Like, getting back to what we talked before, the self-control element, the inner dialogue element. At that point, I didn't know how to do that. I was pretty lost, and Magic for me was an escape from the situations of that period of life, I guess. And that was pretty good escape. I mean, it kept me going for a long period of time, but once it got addictive, I decided, okay, we need to do something about it. It's too much. I have to tone it down a little bit. Stop buying too many boosters. It's just... Because once you start to realize that you're not going to be able to gather the whole collection, and no matter how many money you're going to spend, you're not going to be able to gather the whole collection unless you're going to buy a whole collection at the same time. I don't know, once it's out as a legacy thing. It's super hard. Oh, okay. Guess what? We're going to stomp him. We're going to freaking stomp him. Tiger which you control. Tiger which you don't control. Yeah, one of the reasons, by the way, why I come back to it was Magic Arena, because before that I played Magic Duels of Planeswalkers games, all parts of them, starting from 2012. This is basically the way that I discovered Magic, from Duels of Planeswalkers. And since then, I kind of again played Magic on and off. Once Magic Duels was out, I kind of get interested in that. But then, oh, we're smashing everyone and anything in our way. This is interesting. With a freaking mono green. Okay, mono green Stompy is pretty cool, but not in this particular build, because my personal build of Stompy deck, it's different. I actually have Stompies in here. Oh, Foundry Inspector. Artifact spells you cost 1 less to cast. Oh yeah, we have this one in our artifact deck. Continue. Yeah, you have to run. Yeah, have a nice day, or night, I don't know. Since you have to run, I guess it's the... yeah, I will drop on your channel, see what you do in there too. Support Magic, fellow streamers. Oh, tribe decks, they're cool. tribe decks. They're awesome. Saprolines are the best, in my opinion. I love Saprolines. They're awesome. And thank you for the follow! Peace! Peace. Yeah, thank you for the follow. And stop by whatever you want, and of course I'm going to check your things too. As an appreciation. Yeah, we're going to go through a couple of more matches regardless. I'm going to finish talking about things that I started to talk about, like the things in regards of... how to probably call them? Yeah, but like... we have... yeah, this is probably going to be our last match, or whatever. We're going to see that. So yeah, so basically getting back to the topic of talking to yourself and basically knowing what you want to do with your life and etc. Again, the inner dialogue is the most important thing, in my opinion, because again, if you're going to look at all things outside, of the scope of psychology, I don't know, or inside, I don't know. This is probably the weird. Oh no. Guess what we're going to lose? Yeah, it's pretty bad. That's so cool. We'll be able to play that. So yeah, making this, like, having this inner dialogue is the most important thing. And where were I when I talked about this? I kind of want to get back and try to remember it. Eventually I will. So I probably talked about art. Yeah, I talked about basically art and how art and magic too basically helped me to figure out all these things. Because again, before, like, I knew that I wanted to change my life because I never liked the state of life that I were in. I constantly felt like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I don't know, it's weird, but like there is an intuitive way of like thinking it. Okay, this is probably going to be a counter. This is probably the first time that we're actually playing against a counter spell deck in a long time. Today we're only vampires, couple of knights, and yeah. Yep, this is actually not a counter, which is a good thing. So yeah, thanks for the art. Like, since I discovered art personally, and I started to deal with art. Let's just focus on life. Creatures. Opponent doesn't have creatures. That means that we have to excel creature. Let's excel that one. We wanna gain life. Okay. Yeah, so art definitely helped me a lot in like knowing where I want to go and basically my personal goals and directions in life and what I want to be and who I want to be, and basically my main questions when that I asked at the beginning, like since college, basically at the end of the college, I went through 2 colleges with 2 different specialities. Finished both of them, and then there were university, and basically throughout these 2 colleges I started to ask myself a question, like that I don't want to be the person who others want me to be. I want to be my own person, like something like this basically was brought out. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to lose our raptor, but it's fine. And just build fields, pay 1 gains lifelink. We need land, so I guess this is fine. I kind of forget to look at this creature has crew 1. A little bit of a misplay. Okay, so So yeah, and because of this problem, like because I had this notion that I'm not controlling my own life at all, like everyone is making decisions for me, and although I made all these decisions at the same time, but these decisions were forced by other people, and like all colleges that I went through were my decisions, but at the same time I was forced to make those decisions. I didn't have any choices. Like if you're going to put like yourself before one choice or two, you're going to make this decision because you don't have another choices. And once I figured this out, like, okay, no one ever gave me any other like personal choices that I would make on my own. And I decided, okay, I have to find a way to present myself with a choice. And I started to dig into creative part because I knew that basically creative is something like I wanted to do something creative. I want to create something. I always want to create something. It was suppressed throughout the years by various educational systems, whatever. But creative was always my thing, and music was always something that I stick to throughout the years, and it kept me basically going without feeling too depressed. But I wanted to always to create something, and music was the first, of course, idea. But once I realized that music is not the thing, because I can't do this for various reasons, I kind of thought to myself, okay, we definitely need to choose something better, something realistic, because for me music wasn't realistic at that time. Oh snap. Oh snap. Unkillable Hexproof freaking behemoth. Get ready to die, opponent. Yeah, we're definitely going to pull the win. Hopefully. Not 100% though. We're going to attack. We're going to exile non-creature thing. Yeah, we will. And we're going to get +1/+1. We'll force opponent into blocking. Opponent will not go into block. And we're going to deal 4 damage, which is completely cool. But yeah. By the way, how about the sound? I wanted to... Yep, sound works. So yeah. And again, when there's no one to talk to, I'm going to talk with myself. Again, going through this inner dialogue. Again,
until you have lived as a statue, do not talk to me of pigeons.
Thank you for interrupting the conversation, Karn. Whatever. So, again,
say hello to my baby.
I want to make streams informational, and I don't want to just sit there and wait till people will come. This is the worst idea about streaming that I... Okay. This is, by the way, pretty risky to play. If opponent has a freaking counter spell, we could lose it. But it's actually kind of acceptable. I mean, let's hope that opponent doesn't have a counter spell. Damn, cool. Good. So we're not going to attack with 6/7 because the opponent is just will combine 5/4 with 3/3. But at the same time, it's probably a better decision. Yeah, let's just attack with both. Screw card. It's not important. So yeah, I want to provide with my streams with information, and if I can't talk to anyone, I want to talk to myself, and I want to again, the reason why I brought up the inner dialogue is because what I'm doing now is the version of the inner dialogue that I'm usually going through, to show you that it's not weird to talk to yourself, because if I am able to talk to myself during the stream and kind of create this notion that it's fine, then it's probably maybe will become easier for other people to actually go through this inner dialogue on their own. Because again, it's not weird, because I'm like, the way that I'm talking to myself right now, I'm not talking to myself like directly. I'm talking to someone, but I'm reflecting on everything that's happening, like, and on everything that I'm talking about. And because there's no reflection from that side, I mean, there's no actual answer from that side about the subject matter that I'm talking about, it allows me to kind of wait a minute, what do you think? Let's put that one in play first. We're going to attack with 6-7 right now, but we're going to do this first. Because we have to. It's just, we can't stand for longer. Have to push. Squeaks is red, we have to push. I'm probably going to lose that one, but it's going to be an interesting one. So yeah, again, I just want to show you the example of this inner dialogue, and if you're going to go through all of my streams, starting from first session, pre-recorded sessions and whatever, this is just the way that people usually go into the inner dialogue. They're not talking to themselves necessarily, they're talking to someone else in order to reflect. This is the way that this thing with the therapist works. You're just talking to a therapist and you're reflecting things, and you can do this without paying any money, truly. Because the only way that they're just directing you, they just basically asking you the right questions maybe. And if you learn to ask the right questions that are beneficial to yourself, you will be able to learn how to talk to yourself that way. So inner dialogue is the key to figuring out who you are, what you want from your life, and basically figuring out your goals, your current state, figuring out your current state, realizing your current state, because this is the most important thing. You have to understand where you are at this point in order to move forward, if you want to move forward. So there's a lot of things like this that basically you can do only through the inner dialogue. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Considering the fact that this thing could be in Balm, we're actually going to play it. Like, we're actually going to play it. Because again, if opponent is going to counterspell it, like, I don't care. Why? Why Alex posting this? Bot should post this. As long as you know what you are doing, you're fine. Yeah. I can't disagree with that, but the thing is... Okay, we're going to push. And again, if opponent is going to kill 5-5, I'm fine with it. If opponent decides to kill 6-7 with both 5-4 and 5-5, it's fine too. It's the balance between utilizing vehicles to block or block directly. Again, bot should be named as the one who does that. For some reason it's not working. Why Tony doesn't work? What the heck? Tony? Because Tony is deleted as a moderator? Maybe? Maybe because of this? I don't know. That's weird. I definitely need to check this thing out later. And the thing, by the way, about Streamlabs chatbot nowadays, before that it worked automatically, even if no one is chatting. But right now, Streamlabs chatbot works only if you have someone to talk to, like in the chat. So if chat is active, chatbot works. If chat is not active, chatbot is dead basically until someone is going to do a thing. So it's kind of one of the weirdest things that I guess at this point that I'm having with the chatbot. Oh, okay. Okay, we won. probably our last match for today, I guess. I guess I could talk about this thing without stop, non-stop actually, about this psychological things, because this is something that I'm interested in, and this is something that I went through throughout the years, and I want to share this experience, and I want to share this knowledge. Either way, again, I believe that every information that you get could be helpful if you're going to use it properly. If you actually search for something and you want to find something, and if you truly search for something in your life, like a place, or trying to figure out where are you, Alex Connect is basically, hopefully in the future, will be the place for you to help to do this. Because again, one of the main reasons why I created Alex Connects, it's just not for this like purpose of entertaining, but for the purpose of educating. And the problem nowadays is you can't educate without entertaining, because no one is going to buy your Pope shit without entertaining stuff. And this is a problem that I have nowadays. Like, you can have the all freaking knowledge in the world, and this knowledge is not going to be interesting to anyone if you're not going to be able to present it in a proper way, entertaining way. This is the way, this is the most probably discouraging thing ever in this world, because like, you have to starve for knowledge, you have to learn, you have to want to learn things, and you have to be open to every piece of information that you're going to get, because you don't know what type of information could help you. But if you wanna, but nowadays everyone wants flashy things, everyone wants sparkles, blah, blah, fireworks, whatever, and the information itself became, I don't know, something redundant. I don't know, no one searches for the actual information. People just want to be entertained, and if through this entertainment they get something, it's fine. If not, whatever, I was entertained. So this is the problem with the current, I guess, society norms that I have, and you can't change this. You can't change this, because the only way to change it is basically people have to stop thinking as if freaking internet trolls, I don't know, and start thinking on their own. They have to start conversing with yourself. They have to start using this inner dialogue to figure out who they are and what they want, and they have to learn how to speak their own voice. But before you will learn how to speak your own voice, you have to know your voice. You have to understand what do you have to say, what do you want to say. And this is the problem. Like most of the people, they're just saying whatever others are saying. They're just like repeating the same things that others are saying, and it becomes this like, okay, this person is successful, and he or she is successful because she or he repeats certain things, so I'm going to repeat the same path the same way, without like basically using their voice to get something out of it. And this is like everywhere, like truly everywhere. There's not many sources that you could actually go through, like come to and get something true, something real. Everything is kind of super flashy, pushed out through the prism of entertainment, and I get why, because it's entertaining. It attracts attention, because no one just wants to hear boring guy or girl talk about boring stuff. You have to present it in an entertaining way, and this is the way how world works, unfortunately. But again, this is the sad thing, I guess. This is the truth, but it's sad. It's nothing good about this truth, unfortunately. I believe at some point people will change. I believe at some point people will start to think and on their own, for themselves, and when this happens, the more people, nowadays it's actually happening, slowly but happening. There are, I'm not like saying that it's 100% of the population, no. I guess there are people, like the small percentage of the universe, universe, come on man, world, actually asking themselves these questions, going through these inner dialogues, trying to figure out their own things on their own without the destruction of surroundings. And slowly but surely we're getting there, but it will take time to transform the whole society into doing this, because there's always going to be a naysayers, there's always going to be people who don't believe in this and don't want to do this because they're just lazy, or they just basically raised that way and they have beliefs that are against that self basically help thing. And again, and nowadays the problem is it became so cliche to talk about this self-help thing that no one is basically viewed seriously. I mean, you could say, like, come on, like, even my personal things, I mean, once I started to post the motivational quotes or whatever, or as I call them, quarts, I thought, okay, cool, I'm going to do interesting things and maybe people will kind of catch up to it and someone is going to kind of get something out of it. Maybe I could help someone. But nowadays these motivational quotes, there are so many of them and they're just basically repeating the same thing all over and over again without any meaning, and people are just basically eating them. They're fed up with them and no one takes them seriously. And the thing is, some of them are actually super deep, but because they are pushed by probably not that deep of a people, it basically creates this prism of, I don't know, of empty motivational things that are not helping anyone, but they're just there to fit the void. I don't know. It's weird. It could get to the philosophical way, to the philosophy. We're not going to go there because philosophy is freaking mind-blowing. If you, by the way, there is the kind of the difference between philosophy and like the philosophical thinking and like the existence, why I'm here, I'm a fraction of the fraction of the fraction of the dust in the freaking universe, I'm nothing. This is the bad way of thinking, I believe, because this is not the way of thinking that is going to help you, because it's just going to make you more miserable and miserable and miserable that you already are. It's not a good way of thinking. So you have to kind of, again, if you like philosophy, you have to learn to control this way of thought, because you have to learn to control your own thoughts, because if you're not controlling your own thoughts, they could lead you to basically crazy things, because there are people and philosophers that basically ended their lives because they didn't saw like any reason living, and this is because they didn't control their thoughts. They basically they allowed for their thoughts to grow on their own and evolve whatever these thoughts were basically end up, and at the end it wasn't good for them, because they died. And again, this is the problem with philosophy, I guess. It needs to be considered to a certain point. It needs to be controlled. If you go into go deep in philosophy and psychology, you have to control your own thoughts about everything that you're reading and everything that you're thinking about, and it needs to be first and foremost beneficial for your purposes. And in order to do that, you have to understand your purpose, and I guess that's kind of it. So before you all go into the freaking deep philosophy and thinking about your reason of living and existing in this universe, it could go pretty depressing if you're going to dive into that right away. But instead, let's just like focus on you. Focus on you. Don't think about the freaking universe. Don't think about anyone else but you first. It could seem pretty kind of, I don't know, self-serving or whatever, and basically ignorant. No, I forgot the word. I guess you get what I'm talking about. But no, first you will understand you, and then you will start to understand the world around you. Because what is the reason to understand the world around you if you don't understand yourselves and your personal reasons to understand the world? So it's logic, it's freaking logic, and the only way to get to this point is to go through this inner dialogue. Like trust me, inner dialogue is freaking the king of kings and queen of queens. It's super important, and it's super helpful. The more people will go through this inner dialogue thing, the more geniuses we will get. Like, why you think I'm not saying that I'm genius though. I wish. No, but again, if you're going to look at geniuses overall, what thing makes genius a genius? I guess the one thing that combines all geniuses, or not combined, but basically sum up all geniuses, is the thing that all of them were thinking about their own stuff. They wasn't thinking about like the world necessarily. I mean, some of them, I guess, were pretty humanitarian. They talked about world and they tried to save the world, but again, they want something for themselves. They had reasons why they thought about this. So you have to, again, become your own person before you will start to give things away, because if you have nothing to give away, what you can give? Nothing. Again, you have to have something deep in you in order to give it away, and the only reason to find this is to make yourself solid person. And I guess that's the thought that I will leave with, because again, I could talk about this for years. It's just it's the topic that I'm interested in, and I believe this is something that we kind of usually forgetting. I'm not going to play any draft any soon, just going buy booster of each and open them. We didn't do that for a long time. Okay, okay, this is something new. Spire window. So yeah, let's just say that to sum up things, that again, this inner dialogue is the most important thing. But again, you have to put yourself in a certain state of mind to be able to go through this inner dialogue, and it's not that easy at the beginning, but it's easier than it seems, again, because and again, this is the example how this inner dialogue could go. Just imagine that you're talking to someone, and this someone is like the unknown portion of you that wants to know you, and ask the right questions. This is the most important thing too, and by asking the right questions you will find the right answers. As simple as that. And the only way to do this, again, is through the inner dialogue or the therapist. But again, the therapist is not necessarily for some people who not able to go to work with inner dialogue. There are people that can't do this at all. They probably could start with the therapist, of course, I don't know. But again, in our country, in Russia, therapists are not something that is actually populated. I mean, there's no such thing as a therapist. If you're going to go into therapy to the therapist, you consider crazy. Like, truly, this is the way how things work here. They're pretty narrow-minded in that way. Yeah, but in America and like overseas, or how they, for them, we are overseas, for us there are overseas, whatever. Things are, of course, a little bit different. Therapists are a common thing, and everyone basically goes to them. It's a normal thing. But again, why would you need to go there if you have you? Like, spend this time and save your personal money to learn how to talk to yourself. It's not that hard. You just have to not depend on someone else, but instead learn how to depend on yourself. And usually this is the hard thing to do, because we constantly depended on someone else around us. We depended on our parents for the most like part of our life, not for the most part, but again, in developmental part of our lives. Then we've depended on work, on bosses, or basically on our spouses and whatever, and we never learned how to be our own us, on our friends. And this is the problem. Again, there is a way out of it. You have to distance yourself for a certain time, out of like all distractions. Find your personal time and talk to yourself, like truly be real with yourself, and don't punish yourself. Don't like go into the self-blame mode. Be reasonable and be logical, and it's not an easy thing to do. You have to learn how to do this, but again, small steps, and you will get there. Again, I'm not the one who probably going to do like this motivational stuff. I wish I would. I wish I could impact people, and in the future, Alex Connect hopefully will reach this point. But for now, Alex Connect is basically it's just at the beginning stage, and in the developmental stage, I believe. So for now, I'm just creating stuff to be there, to just put something out there, because I have zero credibility whatsoever to do this like in the world. I believe in a lot of things, and I would want for people to know these things, and basically hopefully help them in something. But again, this is for that you need an audience, and if you have no audience, how these thoughts could reach anyone? Hopefully these recordings will still help someone at some point, although I believe 100% the thing that I'm talking about right now, no one's ever going to see it again. if so, it's going to be a good thing. But again, yeah. Again, sorry about bringing this thing. This is a pretty heavy thing. I get that most of the people get into this game for the sake of entertaining and expressing themselves, and they don't want to get through this hard stuff life thing. But again, why run from it? Face it, learn to deal with it, and find a way to basically grow out of it. And this is, I believe, the way to become a actual person. I mean, to become at least someone, not the reflection of everything that surrounds you. That way you will find your own personal voice. And what's the best thing ever? Like the actual, like knowing what you're doing, knowing what you are, why you're doing some certain things. And truly, like personally for me, this is the best thing ever. Once you will get to this point, everything else is just going to fade. I mean, in comparison, because this is awesome. When you truly know what you are, what you want from life, and where to go, and each step almost, like at least in plans, what do you want to do next and how to do this. It basically kind of eliminates this element of fear. Like, oh, I don't know what to do today, and I don't know what to do tomorrow, and living in a constant fear of tomorrow. It's the worst thing ever. I mean, I don't know everything, but I want to control what I can control, and in order to do this, you have to understand the things that you need to take control of, and the one thing that you need to control of is you. If you can't control yourself, you can control anything in your life. So it's kind of the way. So yeah, I guess let's just finish on that, and the last couple of minutes we just open boosters and finish that session. That was a pretty weird session, but why not? Ooh, this is something new. So crafty cut whatever. Flash, human pirate, 2/2, costs 4. When it enters the battlefield, each token that would be created under an opponent's control this turn is created under... What the heck? Why I'm not aware of this freaking awesome card? I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, why no one is using this freaking card? Okay, right now Johnny or Timmy, whatever, is getting crazy because come on, this freaking card is sick. I mean, the only problem with this is control this turn. Yeah, I guess I know why. Oh, the potential of this card is pretty sick. I mean, especially if you're playing against a freaking token decks with a lot of vampires or whatever. If opponent puts like multiple tokens in play at the same time, and you can flash this one, and dish all tokens are under your control. Crazy. Crazy cool. Whatever. Continue. Okay. What here? Okay, trample. We remember that one. I don't know that one. Menace enters the battlefield and explores. Okay, we have this. Don't remember that one. Enters the battlefield if you attacked with a creature this turn, draw card 3. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay. We don't have that many Rockdos decks, but it's fine. Rockdos. Properly pronouncing that. Okay. This. Okay, Lifelink Horror. We already have multiple copies of it. I remember that one. Oh, okay, something new. The pyramid enters the battlefield with 3 break counters on it. Remove break counters from a Sunset Pyramid, draw a card, and then with the 2 scry one. Okay, we have this one too. Ooh, I actually have to finish like, I extended the session just because it's kind of a unique session. It turns out a unique session. We had some people to talk to, which is pretty cool. It's always a good thing. And we covered a pretty interesting topic throughout this. Okay, I actually don't have it, so it's actually a good thing. So, Dusk and Aftermath. Dusk and Dawn. Pretty sick, so in a removal deck. And last booster. Okay. Don't tell me that we have to stop gathering Dominaria, because we have a lot of multiple copies of the same card in Dominaria already. Okay, discard a historic card. The Sanctum Spirit gains indestructible 100. Oh, freaking land! You gotta be kidding me. Okay, this is a waste of time, or not. It's cool still. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it for today. On that note, we was just going to end this weird session. Again, hopefully, if someone is going to listen to this, we'll find something helpful. Again, I will bring these topics in the future 100%. This is not just one-time thing that I talked about this thing. If I'm getting inspired about talking certain things, if I have the flow, as I somewhat did today, I could go with these type of talks hours. Like truly, I could talk like this, like from 1 to 3 to 5 hours. Oh, like 5 hours too much. 3 maybe, yeah. Then my thoughts basically, and I'm dying. So, but until then, again, I will bring these topics throughout, throughout future streams. Maybe I will talk about these things more on the creative part, because again, creative part deals with these problems, and psychology will definitely helps you to deal with the creative problems. Because of this, I will bring these type of topics in creative more than anywhere else. But in Magic streams, usually, if I'm going to talk about this thing, is just because I'm feeling it. If not, or if someone is going to ask me to, but if not, I'm just going to play, talk about the game, maybe could talk about some live stuff, but again, usually when you seek entertainment, you don't want to get to these complex and hard topics, because it's just basically brings you down, and you come here to basically have fun and escape your life situation, or basically just basically just have fun. And you're getting this pressure from the things that you don't want to talk about and think about. It's not a good thing. So I will keep these creative stream. I will keep these type of talks on creative streams from now on. At least we'll try. And if I will bring certain topics during the Magic streams, it's just because I just feel like it. And these are my streams. I can do whatever I want. I was just being selfish. Whatever. So yeah, I guess on that positive kind of note, we're going to end the session. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Have a nice day or night, and we'll see you in the next session. Bye. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to make sure that Tony is alive. Okay, he's not, so we're waiting. And he is. Bye.